Art of Relationships radio show is copyrighted. No one is to use any part of the show without express written consent from myself, Greg Dzinski, or the Art of Relationships. Thank you.
Licensed relationship and sex counselor Greg Dzinski, also known as Master G. The Art of Relationships will cover crucial elements in rebuilding emotional and physical intimacy in your romantic relationships. He will also welcome live calls from listeners and help him with these very challenges. Heard of the old repetitive and tiresome tit-for-tat arguments? Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a quick, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your romantic relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax to a happier you. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan, but to some of us, he is simply known as Master G.
Hey everybody wide awake on this Wednesday evening, aka which I think everybody knows might be hump night. Ooh. It depends where you are in the world. It might not be the evening yet. Even here in the U.S., it is 6 o'clock now on the West Coast in California, but we are coming, I am coming live to you from the beautiful Detroit City. Yeah, baby. This is the Art of Relationships radio show, and I'm your host, Greg Dzinski. Now, we have a special show this evening, and tonight's episode is sponsored by Teleflora, right? You can order flowers, gifts online at teleflora.com, and it's your love is one of a kind. Express it this Valentine's Day with Teleflora's new Love Note Concierge program, and give them a call, okay? 844-IT-IS-LOVE. Ooh, what a dynamic idea. And I need to get the chat up, so listen and tell your family and friends, and we'll go from there, okay? Again, Teleflora is sponsoring the program this evening, and we are going to be giving away 2 free $100 gift cards from Teleflora. So a huge thank you out from Teleflora, and we are going to get a special caller talking about maybe the old school romance tricks about love notes, maybe how important they are. Maybe we need to get back to those, okay? When was the last time you, let's face it, sent a love note, right? When was the last time you, not a text, right? Everybody assumes you write a text, text, an email. What about the old school love letter, right? You remember in school you were a little shy, bashful. Well, at least maybe I was. I had no game, not like I do now. But you look at the dynamics, you pass love notes and everything. Or when was the last time, you just got a card, a blank card, and wrote a poem, express your love through the written element. And would that be cool? When was the last time you did that? Or when was the last time you, let's face it, received that or even did it yourself? We're looking at the dynamics to where we're going to have Hannah call in a little bit, probably in about 5-10 minutes. We're going to talk about Teleflora's new Love Note Concierge program. Again, you can give them a call about it. 844-IT-IS-LOVE. Ooh. And how do you express your love? Fans of the show have been listening to for a while now, a long time now. I always talk about I ask couples, what do you do to find out, to bring the romance back and make your partner feel loved appreciated, important, desired, craved, not taken for granted are big things. And, everybody texts, XXX, or wait, hold on, I got that wrong. XOXOXO, or send some, an email, I love you, which is cool, and that's all good. But what about it takes the time and effort to write? Go back to the old school, and actually, we might have... Hello, this is the Art of Relationships radio show. Hello? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. What is going on? Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, cool. Now I can. Hannah?
Okay. Yep, this is Hannah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, everybody and the listeners out there. I hit the wrong button. How embarrassing. So, sorry about that, Hannah.
No problem.
How are you? I appreciate you calling, and I know it's probably past your work hours out on the West Coast. How's everything going?
Everything's going great. Thank you.
Awesome. Before you called in, I was describing to listeners about the new Love No Concierge program, given for them to call 844. It is love, and maybe since you're the pro, give the listeners an idea what the program represents and maybe the concepts behind it. What you're looking to maybe kick up the romantic attitudes and loved ones out there, especially with Valentine's Day coming around.
Yeah, well, we know that flowers are always a go-to for people when it comes to Valentine's Day, but oftentimes when you get flowers, the thing that's most important is that note that goes inside of it. And we realize that a lot of people struggle with the right words to go into that card, and it can be really intimidating. And so we wanted to be able to solve that problem this Valentine's Day, which is why we came up with the Teleflora Love Note Concierge. So you can call into the line, and somebody on the other line will coach you through writing that perfect sentiment. And really our goal is that people would be able to say the words that they need to say, and that somebody else would be able to benefit, that they would have a love letter that they can read over and over again whenever they need a boost. That
is awesome. Now, a lot of people, let's face it, Hannah, you're talking about men, right? That are lost for words. They have no romantic vocabulary in their language, if you will. And do you go ahead and you don't use your sort of own words. You try to get them to express their feelings, and you sort of pick out maybe better words that they could use, correct?
Exactly. I mean, we don't think that it can be nearly as effective if we're just telling you, like, hey, say this, or hey, say that. We really want it to be organic. We want it to be simple and from the heart. And so that's why the Love Note Concierge will ask you questions. They'll jog your brain for memories. They're really going to pull those words out of you. And I think that's one of the best parts about the experience is that you'll be surprised by the reflection that takes place and by the things you find yourself saying. And at the end of it, the finished product is something that you came up with on your own with the help of a cheerleader. You know what? I love that idea. Not only that, but I think, people that use the new, Love Note Concierge program, they also can learn themselves and maybe incorporate some of the coaching that you're talking about into, maybe their daily lives or weekly lives, which I, promote to maybe be more romantic in the written word and descriptions versus just, here's a card. I mean the words, but it's not from, they're not my words. Totally. And I think that's one of the things that we're really trying to emphasize here is that it's great that Valentine's Day promotes so much romance, but I think that love is important every single day, and expressing how you feel about somebody is something that we should be doing more consistently than we do it now. And so I think it's one of those reminders that we need to stop and pause every once in a while and really put those words down on paper. And we are just really trying to get people to see that, like, you might not feel qualified to write this letter, but arguably you are the most qualified person. You know your loved one the best. You know their quirks. You know their traits. You know the things that they love. And They're funny little habits, and so you shouldn't be intimidated by that blank space, but that you're actually going to be able to create something beautiful.
You know what? I love that attitude. Are you reading from a script? No,
I'm not.
I'm teasing. You look at the dynamics, and I know it's almost, looking at even, grade school, whatever, college, high school. I love when you said about looking at that blank piece of paper. It can be very intimidating. It's like, doing a piece of art where it's like, where do you start? You see nothing but blank, and then your mind goes blank. So I love that analogy you use. That's pretty cool.
Totally. Yeah, I can't agree enough. I think that sometimes we just get so scared that we just don't even make that first step, and we're really trying to get people to make that step and do something a little bit out of your comfort zone. I think it's out of your comfort zone to call a love note concierge just as much as it's out of your comfort zone to write a love letter when you haven't been in the habit of doing that. But I think that both are good experiences, and both can be necessary to showing a selfless form of love this season.
Are you a romantic?
I am a romantic, yeah.
Are you single?
I'm not, no.
Damn. Sorry. No. I had to throw that out there. A little too personal. You're supposed to do, concierge program. Who came up with this concept? I think it's awesome.
Well, that was Teleflora really had the idea of coming up with this campaign, and then they called me up and said, listen, you're a love note expert, so how do you think this program could go down? And it was really cool to develop the campaign and really think about, how do we make this effective, and how do we make this a worthwhile experience for people, and how do we take something as common and beautiful as getting a bouquet of flowers and really ramp it up a level this Valentine's Day. I think it's easy for all of the marketing to look the same when it comes to Valentine's Day, and it's something really cool that we're offering an experience for people to say, this is memorable, and I probably won't forget this anytime soon. And after training the call center and getting to meet the people that are coaching, I'm so excited for people to talk on the phone with them because they're passionate and they're sweet and they're awesome, and it's just this really cool experience that I can't recommend enough.
What do you feel that maybe not only recipients of the Love Note Concierge program and the coaching aspect, the recipients, of the love notes and everything get from that, but what do you think the receivers get the deliverers of those notes? What do you think they do when you help them out? How do they help both parties, if you will?
Do you mean the people on the phone or the person that is going to be giving the love note?
That's going to be getting the love note.
Well, I think that everybody really benefits from it, and I've written a lot of love letters in my job, and what I found is that the person that writes the letter receives just as much as the person that is actually getting the letter. So the person that gets the letter, they get to feel loved, they get to feel chosen, they get to feel seen, and that's something that they get to keep and read over and over again whenever they need to pull it out. But the person that is actually delivering the letter, I think that something happens when we reflect and when we put pen to paper down, and I think that things are released inside of us that we often aren't going to be thinking about when we have a busy day, when we are rushing from place to place to place, when we are easily just texting or emailing whatever we need to say. When you put yourself into the space of reflection, of thinking about your loved one, I think it often makes us ask more questions of why don't I say this more often, and it triggers an emotional response. So I think everybody really benefits from it.
Awesome. I agree with you big time. When you mention the big thing, the one thing I was trying to pick a title for the show tonight, and I put the Art of Romance and, of course, Teleflora's Love Concierge program, and I talk about getting back to the art of romance through the written word. And you mentioned just a bit ago about, everyone's used to texting, email. How powerful is the written word in today's technology, and trying to bring that back and trying to reignite the romance that way?
Well, and I think for me, as somebody, I've written letters for years and years and years, and I grew up having them, so they were just a normal part of my everyday life. But I've learned throughout the years that that's not the norm necessarily, and what I always think is that pen and paper, like, they're great, they're wonderful, but it extends far beyond that. I think that pen and paper in a digital society symbolize something that is kind of slipping out the back door, and that is presence and intention and showing up for that slow connection. And I think that we miss some of that when we are instantly getting everything and we're instantly communicating with one another. And that was the mode of communication years ago, the only mode of communication. You couldn't even use the telephone. And so I think that it's going back to the roots of us, of waiting for that sentiment, and of really kind of feeling a little bit uncomfortable trying to get those words out and thinking, is my handwriting okay? And all of these feelings that I think we should be feeling. And so I think it sparks romance because it requires something of us that isn't necessarily the easiest thing.
Ooh.
And I think that a lot of times that's what romance is. It's not all fireworks, and it's not all like great days. It's
Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean? It isn't?
Yeah, right? I know. I'm sure you know that. But it's often the greatest reward comes, I think, when we do something that isn't for ourselves but for somebody else and might be the harder road.
No, I agree. When you come out of your comfort zone, let's face it, how much pressure when you're writing a love note, romantic poem to somebody, and all of a sudden you have no spell check. I mean, you can, before you write the word, you might, right? And how many pieces of paper do you go through? Oh, damn, I screwed this up, or I spelled this wrong. And like you said.
We're also, we're emphasizing, though, that, like, that the note doesn't have to be perfect in any way. And, like, perfection shouldn't be the thing that stands in the way of you just trying.
The effort. Remember the lost art of the effort?
Right? I know. Come on.
And what happened? You know what? And, like you said, you're not single. And that might be a good thing because I think I would, how much pressure someone has to be your partner, husband, or whatever? Oh, my God. You're going to critique what they say, what they write.
No.
Hey, wait. No, I would have wrote it this way. No.
Well, but I think that for me, it's one of those things where it's like words of affirmation are so great.
Oh,
but what
yes.
I love is like when somebody can go above and beyond with actions, with acts of service. And so I think that that's, to me, it's not so much the words that are on the paper, it's the fact that you thought to sit down and write those words out for me and take that time and effort.
You know what? I love that idea, and I love that philosophy very much. And even, with my clients here, trying to kick up the romance and trying to get connections, I want, this concept, I love it. It was when Ashley, got a hold of me, it was like, oh, this is phenomenal. You're right. And I'm thinking myself, oh my God, when was the last time I wrote a love letter, versus text, email? And I used to love it. And you seem like, when you write it out, as you mentioned, Hannah, that it seems like more of your soul and your heart opens up versus just email or text. Does that make sense?
Totally, absolutely. I think that it's almost like, it's weird to like relate it to like a house or whatever, but like, you've got that like one like storage space or closet that you kind of throw everything in, and very
junk closet.
Don't ever open that door.
Right.
But when you do open that door, you realize like there's so many things that you forgot about inside of there, and sometimes it's necessary to like clean it out. And so I think that like it's the same thing when you go to write something and it's not a text and an email. And there are studies out there that say that different emotions are released from that actual act of sitting down and writing something and processing it. And so it's almost like opening up that closet and letting some of that stuff that you hid away like breathe, and it's surprising for everybody, I think.
I agree, and I want part of this, and what I love about this concept too is one thing, with even, individuals going into the dating realm, okay, going through maybe a dating realm or through a breakup and going back into a relationship, the biggest thing, even with couples, is to be vulnerable again, to open up and express their feelings. If they feel a way, it's almost like they don't want to take a risk. They want the other person to take a risk. And this is a way, I think, to trigger all that vulnerability, like you said, from the past and try to bring those feelings back through the written word. Not only the written word, you feel it yourself, so it reignites on all levels, I think.
Totally. I think being vulnerable is something that, honestly, I think we miss it in a lot of relationships. And I think that it's because everything, like, we're able to address everything on the screen right now. We never have to have those hard conversations. And I think that in order for relationships to thrive, I think there has to be those awkward moments and those uncomfortable moments.
Yes, I completely agree. And I try to put intentionally people and couple in my office on the spot for that very reason, to try to help them grow and get through those discomforts. But it's an evolution, and to feel more comfortable with yourself in doing that is a huge, huge plus. What would you say? I'm going a question that Ashley threw out. Oh, I want to give a shout out. I almost forgot. People, if you have any questions for Hannah about the Teleflora Love Concierge program or questions for myself, give us a call, 313-614-9498, and you can join us in the live chat as well on the Spreaker app or Spreaker.com. And go to the Art of Relationships radio show. Join us on live chat, and you will be entered to win one of Teleflora's $100 gift cards. Ooh, damn it, I can't win, can I? Do you know if I can, Hannah?
I don't know.
I don't think so. No, no, I'm not going to do that. No, it's a huge thanks to Teleflora, and I appreciate Hannah being on here. So give us a call, again, 313-614-9498, and hopefully I don't screw up the phone aspect. And join us on live chat. Throw out some questions you might have about maybe get more in touch with your emotions through the written word with love notes and everything, and maybe how you could use or any about the Concierge program for Hannah. One question, what would you say, Hannah, are common misconceptions and struggles of, expressing feelings in writing? We talked about vulnerability. Do you think a lot of it is that people, like you said, that discomfort you mentioned?
Yeah, I think like what we were saying earlier is like that discomfort about being open and being real and being honest, and how many times we're actually placed in a situation where we actually have to access those kinds of emotions and put ourselves in an uncomfortable spot. But I also think, too, about that whole idea of feeling like it needs to be perfect, and maybe feeling like if I'm not a writer or I'm not a poet, then I'm not qualified to write this. And I think that's just another lie. And what people don't see is that, like, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be from you, and it needs to be personal. I think that if we were just writing love notes for people through the concierge service, like, that would be like, somebody would read that and say, like, I don't know that you would think of that on your own, or I don't know if that sounds like you. And so we really want to make sure that, like, who you are and, like, who you are to that person in this relationship, like, stays intact.
You know what? I love that. And it just seems, I mean, to me, when you write something out, you talked about this a bit ago, that you write it out, it seems like more, and maybe that's what's scary about it, that when you write it out, it's more revealing of you and your soul, your insecurities and your vulnerabilities than, texting or email. And I'm thinking about this. Don't even, you go to sign, you buy a car or a house, and they don't want you to, text your name. They want you to, sign your name, right? The written.
That permanence, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you gulp, and being vulnerable and all that stuff with the written word, and with the Love Concierge program, they can help you ease into it, become more comfortable in expressing yourself. And one element, with my practice here in Detroit, and even on the Art of Relationships radio show, is that to be comfortable. You know what? This is the way I feel, And I'm okay with that. I don't, why do I have to hide it? Because I might get rejected. I might get hurt. One element I wanted to bring up with Hannah, too, is most people, it cracks you up. When you get, flowers from, say, you order from Teleflora, right? Since they're sponsoring the show. And everybody assumes the guy orders them, okay, what the hell did you do to tick the wife off or girlfriend off, right? Do you see that a lot? And how could writing a love letter, or no, how could that help that situation? Ooh.
Well, so, I think this is the thing, and we talked about, obviously getting flowers, and
Yep.
that, I know when I get flowers, the first thing that I do is I look to see, who it's from and what they wrote on the card. I'm going to keep that much longer than the flowers, dying. I love the flowers. They're beautiful, but, it's always that, note in that card that, goes the longest way with me. And I think that, I've noticed it with my own boyfriend of when he's chosen to pinpoint things about me specifically that make me feel we always say the best way to write a love note is to write it so personally that if it was to go to the person next to you, they would say this doesn't even apply to me. Who is this for?
No, you know what? That's a good point. And what if it's from somebody else, a secret admirer or stalker?
Right? It could be. But I think we can say those blanket statements I love you and this and that and that's beautiful and I think we should say those things. But I think even saying I love you because blank or this is a favorite memory or.
And one thing I want, can you turn the Teleflora Love Note Concierge program, can you turn it into, you meant, acts of behavior, actions? Can you turn those words? Yeah, the words are great, romantic, but how do you, in this, I guess where my job comes in, where you turn those words and affirmations into actions as well, and that they're not just going to be left on the paper. And it's huge. It's meant, when you mention Hannah, just a minute ago about the love note could be kept forever. Princess Fu, one of the followers, stalkers, no, I'm teasing Fu, on the live chat mentions, plus a love letter you can keep forever and look at it whenever you want.
Yeah.
And that, go ahead, Hannah, I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say, I think that's one of the things that scares people is well, if I put this out there, then I can't take it back. And I think that we would benefit from being able to do more things that we can't take back. And you brought it up about people not wanting to say what they really feel. What if I get rejected or what if it's not well received? And this is something, I learn every day too of it's so much easier for some reason in romance and relationships to play a game. And it's why are we playing a game with one another if we could just come out and say how we really feel? And I think that, that's why, I'm a big advocate for writing it down and putting it out there, and then not taking those words back is a step in your relationship. It's a really good action step, I think.
You know what? I absolutely love that. And I met another individual on chat, and I don't, if they give me permission to use their name, I'll use it, but because of privacy, confidentiality issues, I respect that, so I'm not going to mention. One listener mentioned, I think, just like you were saying, I think the simple imperfection makes it real from the heart. None of us are perfect, so it only makes sense our written words should have some as well, like imperfections. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Totally. I think that's sort of cool.
Yeah, I agree too.
Fantastic. How much time do you have, Hannah? I don't want to monopolize your time or anything either.
I can go as long as you want me to go.
Oh God. I'm sorry, you're not single. Anyways, no, you haven't listened to the show before. I got to quit being a smart ass. Anyways, no, you need to look at, dynamics with the love note. What do you find is the most, I guess the most difficult with your job at the Love Concierge, the Love Note Concierge with Teleflora. What do you think is the most difficult job, if there is one?
Huh. It's funny because it's like one of those things where, I don't know, I think at first, like, developing the program, like, was difficult because you wonder, like, will this work? Will it actually be effective? Like, but it's one of those things where I think the most difficult part of, like, we all know, like, what it's like to call a call center. Like, often a call center is where you call because you're dissatisfied with a product, like, with a product or a program or something. And so what's really cool about this is, like, the most difficult part of that job has been erased and replaced with something really enjoyable and sweet that, like, you're not calling to complain about something. Like, you're actually going to talk to someone.
You know what?
Like, who's going to draw something out of you, and, like, it's going to be a really enjoyable experience, which I think has been one of the most fun parts of this, is, like, getting to take something that often is, like, difficult and considered a pain and making it a fun process for everybody.
You know what? That is, I never thought about that, because most, like, other services, people call, complain, gripe, get yelled at. With you, you're like, oh, cool, I get to help people, and I'm not going to get yelled at, right?
Yeah, right? I can
it's
imagine that's like
sort of a win. You never have a bad day at work, do you?
I know. How can you have a bad day if you're a Love Note coach?
Oh, you know what? Can you think of me? I always love playing devil's advocate, because I want people, if they run into a hard spot, I don't want to pump them up with just butterflies and blow smoke up their ears, if you will. And, I want people, if they run into problems, I want them to be able to deal with it. I don't want them to have hard times down the road, but I feel it's my job to prepare them if there are. I want you to be able to handle it in your relationship, whatever in your life. So I want you to be able to handle it. I don't want hard times. I want you to be ready to prepare it. And I look at, if you're not, I'm not doing my job. Do you look at any, like, roadblocks to this program at all that you might run into?
Any what?
Roadblocks, or maybe difficult things that you foresee, or maybe try to look out for?
Well, I mean, I think it's one of those things, too, and we really wanted to place an emphasis that it wasn't just on romantic love, that, like, especially around Valentine's Day, we can all, like, talk about, like, our significant other, but, like, we wanted to be mindful that there are people that don't have a significant other, or have gotten their heart broken, or are facing something really tough, and we really want to be able to, like, create these personalized love notes for anybody, whether it is a brother, a daughter, a son, a girlfriend, whoever it is. So I think that, like, imagining that, like, not every call is going to be sunshine and roses, and I want to write a love letter for my husband, like, I think that as we saw in the training, that, like, people get real and people get personal, and we start to realize more about us, that, like, we don't need to hide behind these, like, perfect romance stories if that's not the truth, that we can be real, and we can be vulnerable and say, like, hey, this hasn't been the easiest season for me, or I'm going through this currently. And I think that that's one of the things where it's like, I don't know that I see roadblocks within the program, but I can imagine that not every conversation is going to be a perfect love story, that some people that call up the hotline are going to be missing someone, or wishing somebody was there, or somebody away overseas, or just lost somebody that really meant something to them. And so we really want to be cognizant of the fact that, like, heartbreak is a very real thing. And, like,
yes,
you don't just send flowers because you're in love. You send flowers for all different kinds of occasion, whether you miss someone, or you know that somebody's hurting, or somebody's sick. And so that's the beauty of this, is that it doesn't just have to be a love note. It can just be, or it can be a love note, but a love note...
not a romantic way, just on a different level.
Exactly.
You know what, Hannah, I love that. That's. I'm glad you brought that up, because, with Valentine's Day, we think about that. And I did a episode before Christmas, around Thanksgiving, about grief and loss. With the holidays, everyone thinks the holidays are great, not for a lot of people. And Valentine's Day is one of those that, the loss of a loved one, broken relationship. So I love that you brought that up. What about if, maybe somebody wants to reconnect with somebody, they hurt somebody, and maybe they broke up, cheated on them, and they want to try to get back. How can they use this program to maybe do that? Ooh.
That's a good question.
I know, I answered. I asked it. No, I'm teasing.
Yeah, that'll be interesting if calls like that come through, you know. We never know what we'll get on the other side of the line. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure, like, if I'm putting myself into the shoes of the other person. Like, I don't know how I'll respond to that, but I think that it's brave, and I think that, why not step out and go on a limb and try to make amends with something that, has been broken before. I think that, while I wish that was something that we did every day, and I would love to see that become more of a habit, I think that for some reason when it comes to Valentine's Day, we all start thinking about love and past relationships a lot more. And so I'm an advocate for anything that pushes you out of your comfort zone and makes you take a step of action that you wouldn't have taken otherwise, you know. And that's one of the reasons that I do love the Love Note Concierge, because I can't imagine that it's just like, okay, you get on the call and somebody helps you write a love note, and then you write the love note and you give the flowers. Like, I would imagine that if I was using a love note post, I would then talk to my loved one about that experience and say, like, hey, that was crazy. Like, I actually called somebody up and they coached me through it. And to me, that would speak volumes of, wow, you cared about me so much that you took that effort to go that extra mile and, like, get somebody to help you. I think that's one of the things our pride can get in the way, and we don't know how to ask for help. And so...
Or you're afraid to because of lack of confidence or feeling, not good enough or ashamed. And it's that's important. I see, over the years, a lot of listeners to the show, I teach a few college classes too. And, I talk about, I see more men are coming out seeking advice, seeking help, and it's really cool. So why shouldn't they use this program as well? My loyal followers of the show and my main class, I call it my baby, human sexuality, okay? With what I do in my office, couples and all that, I need to ask this question. And the listeners will probably be very disappointed if I don't. What happens if someone needs help saying, you know what, I want to rip your clothes off and get very sexual in nature? How are you going to handle that?
Well,
hello?
We have worked to develop lines that are romantic and passionate, because I think it's necessary. We can't always just be sentimental, and there are going to be some relationships that are lacking a little bit of fire and might need something to be spiced up. Why
are you blushing right now, Hannah?
I'm not, but I'm
I don't know why I just got the sort of notion or the gut instinct that I'm picturing someone with a red face, and I never saw a picture of you or anything. I'm like, oh my God, no, hilarious. If they want to get, sexual in nature, would that be, or is that sort of a no-no with the concierge program?
Well, we're going to do our best to steer us into a very, productive direction. I don't think we want to do anything that's, inappropriate, nor do we want to really guide somebody in there. But, each his own, and somebody can do that in their own time. But we do acknowledge the fact that people do want to be romantic and they do want to be passionate.
Terrific. Boy. Way to sidestep that question. No,
right?
I'm not putting you on the spot. But remember you said, I want you guys, the concierge, Love Note Concierge program provided by Teleflora, as again, you can give them a call, 844-IT-IS-LOVE. And I want you guys, the concierge program, to be prepared. What happens if someone calls in and says, you know what, I want to tell her, oh my God, I love how she tastes when I kiss her, or all this, and they get maybe very risque. And are you going to hang up on them, or how are you going to handle that?
Well, I think that we're going to have to handle each call as it goes. But the questions and the thought starters that we have are not really geared in that direction.
I know.
So we're gonna try to keep this PG rated, and let people know that at the end of the day, we are coming up with a few sentiments alongside you that would be a good fit. And if you choose to go in another direction, you can absolutely do that.
Cool. I had to bring that up because, as you and I both know, there are some freaks. Would that be a good way of putting it? Oh, I can't wait, baby. I love you so much. I can't wait to tie you up with chains and whip you, right? How would you Oh, my God. Sorry, click. Would you hang up on them? I'm putting you on the spot big time. I'm sorry, Hannah.
I just have to say, I don't really know in that situation. We're hoping that's not something that we come across. But
I'm just saying. I don't know if you will. I'm not promoting it, Hannah. I'm not promoting people that do that. I'm just asking. That way the listeners know, like you said, is it going to be more PG-13 rated?
Definitely PG.
Okay.
Definitely
Not PG-13?
Good-natured love.
Good-natured. What is that? That's very subjective, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I can't imagine somebody sending a bouquet of flowers and then putting something really inappropriate in the card.
Oh, my God. Really?
I'm just gonna.
I know. I don't. Oh my God! I thought Greg was going to be nice. I got one individual.
I mean, there are different strokes for different people.
Yes.
I think that our Love Note concierges, though, are going to be gearing more towards a sentimental, romantic flair of things, and then I guess we'll have to just troubleshoot as we go if we get those kinds of calls.
That, you know what, and I'm trying to help you here and trying to be prepared for those as well. I have one individual, Rhonda, who is a loyal follower on the show, mentioned she just typed one word, vanilla. Oh, that's just wrong. No, it's funny, but it's wrong. People must be. There's quite a few people online. Yeah, you're gonna. She just mentioned you're gonna have to have her rethink the whole thing now. You with the Love Concierge program, and you look at the dynamics of, there's quite a few people that are online right now, which is really cool. But I want to have you, like Hannah's trying to do with the Love Concierge program. Again, you can call them and the Teleflora at 844-IT-IS-LOVE, and to get you to come out of your comfort zone. So I want you to start throwing out your questions on live chat, maybe for Hannah that you might have, and also give us a call. Step out of that comfort zone and give us a call, 313-614-9498. Now, I just thought of something too, Hannah, real quick. What about now? Is this just? What if somebody, like you mentioned, there's service people, Iraq, Afghanistan, they're stationed, Okinawa, Japan, all over. Does this work for if someone wants to send flowers and a love note to someone overseas?
So the call center is only open to people in the U.S. and Canada.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
That in terms of shipping and everything, that's something that we will just be working with the actual love notes, and then we can transfer you over to another part of the call center if you actually want to pair a bouquet with that. Anybody that does call the Love Note Concierge does get a 20% off discount on a bouquet from Teleflora.
Ooh. A 20% discount. Another question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. 20% is huge. There is, Rhonda mentioned she is not used to our kind. Our kind. You tying me into that too, Rhonda? That's not right. No. Our kind being maybe freaks. I don't know. Not me, but the listeners of the show. One question too is there an extra cost to this program? If someone is buying flowers and they want to use the Love Concierge program, is there a extra cost to it?
Nope, it's completely free.
Ooh.
A free number and a completely free service. But we just really wanted to give people that experience.
No. You know what? That is so cool, Hannah. Thank you so much. Why don't we take... so you can just order... I don't think so, Tatiana. That's a good question. One question. So you can just order a note to be sent? Or does it have to be with flowers?
So when you get on the call with the person, they're actually going to be there to help you and then dictate the final sentiments to you. So you'll have a paper and pen ready, or you can text it, or you can write it down. But if you do want to order flowers, we can transfer you over. But this won't be just the delivery of a note. That will be a sentiment that you can deliver on your own.
Oh, okay. Oh, very cool. So the program is, of course, set to go with flowers. They can't just pay a fee and have the note delivered?
No, it's just going to be for the to go with flowers or to deliver the note on your own.
Okay, cool. No, thank you so much. We are going to take a little breather. Hannah, thank you. No, I appreciate you being on. I appreciate you very much for being on. And any people, and I'll let you go. That way you can enjoy your life, too. Does that sound good?
Well, it's been great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Hannah, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. And give them a call. Hannah, why don't you give them, plug your service once again for the listeners.
Yeah, so it's now from now until February 12th. Toll-free number, you can call 844-IT-IS-LOVE, and that's where you'll be paired up with a professional love note writing expert, and they're going to help you craft that perfect sentiment for Valentine's. And if you do call the Love Note service, you will get that 20% discount off of the Teleflora bouquet.
Sweet. Oh, one little thing before I let you go. How should I draw the winners? Ooh, for the gift cards. You probably don't even know about that, do you?
I do know about the...
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Are you able to, so you can just do any idea?
Sure, I'm open to ideas. I have ideas, but I always want to hear other ideas. Since you're the pro
maybe have people write their best love letter.
Oh. On the chat.
Quick one-liner and pick the best one.
Oh, a one-liner. I love that, Hannah.
There you go.
I love that. Cool. You know what? I love that idea, Hannah. I'll have them do that. You have a super, super nice night. I definitely was fun talking to you. Thank you so much for the ideas. Again, people, you can call the Love Note Concierge program provided you by Teleflora at 844 It is love. You have a very peaceful, very relaxing night, Hannah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Take care. Okay, so that was Hannah. She was very nice and trying to be professional. I agree. And people that know me, I threw out some questions that might come up for the concierge program, which is true. People know I'm politically correct. Maybe not shy in the questions, but I want to know that, how are they going to handle that? So it's pretty cool. Kathy, welcome to, okay. So get ready to throw out your one-liners for a love note, and maybe I will pick the best, okay? And you know what? That might be a good idea. So at the end of the show, I'll pick the winner of the 2 gift cards. Yes, Teleflora is sponsoring the show. They are not throwing out. They are giving away 2 $100 gift cards, people. That is so cool, okay? So I'm going to take a break. And people, start writing down your one-liners for maybe the beginning, or maybe that's going to grab your lovers or maybe a future lover's attention in a love note. What would you want to say? And not necessarily have to be all politically correct, but you can go with, go with your height. Maybe you want to say, oh my God, I'd love to rip your clothes off and want to feel your soul in your eyes and in your kiss and when I taste you. Ooh. No, you can't use that. That's mine, right? I have game. Ooh. Now, Rhonda, what was that with the money sign? Ideas, yeah. Throw your one-liners out for a love note, and I'll go ahead and pick the best it's subjective. Cash works too. And I'm going to take a little breather in a bit, okay? Oops, sorry. To see if you win. Okay, there we go. Sorry, type in that chat. So give us a call, again, after the break. Write this number down, okay? 313-614-9498. And make sure those listeners out there jump on live chat, okay, for your chance to win one of 2 $100 gift cards provided by, and a huge thanks to Teleflora, okay, and their Love Note Concierge program. And we will be back in a few moments. Listen up, pay attention. This is the Art of Relationships radio show. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks.
You're listening to the Art of Relationships radio show on the Podcast Detroit Network.
If you're looking for that unique, cool fashion statement, check out Shoes by Shay on Facebook. She has hand-painted, hand-designed canvas shoes for you, your loved one. It's an inspirational piece unique to your own taste. Check out Shoes by Shay on Facebook. Again, that's Shoes by Shay on Facebook.
This is just another song you'll never hear about a girl I've never met. This is just another lie whispered in your ear so you'll think that I can make it. This is just another ride taken by surprise with no clear end in sight. This is just an empty line you've heard 1,000,000 times that I've used to make it right. A chance meeting in a parking lot, getting high off of a pointless talk. You remind me of the songs I used to fall asleep to. A perfect vision of the melodies that I would sing to. And I've been using every trick I know to send a message through the radio. This is just a sad attempt, an evening spent at trying to catch your eye. And this is me crying out for attention so you don't just pass me by. This is just a lucid dream I've made to seem like the best parts of life. And this is just an empty hand with spaces for your fingers laced with mine. Excuse me, I think you're the one I'm meant to find in this life, but I've been lost for quite a while. 'Cause you remind me of the songs I used to fall asleep to. A perfect vision of the melodies that I would sing I've been using every trick I know to send a message through the radio. And I've been talking to strangers, trying to find the same kind of thrill that you provide. I'll leave it alone, I'll give it some time. And I've been writing for hours, living a lie, holding on to the dreams in which we collide, where everything is black and white, but you're so alive. But I've been down this road before, and it never ends well. It never ends well. I'll find myself at the foot of your door, walking on eggshells with every word that leaves my lips. Oh, 'cause I've been chasing ghosts all day, and leaving endings undefined, and keeping it going so I can say I've given my entire life to using every trick I know to send a message through the radio.
Who your daddy? Your daddy. Come on, big girl. Tell me who your daddy is.
Can you measure my pride by the look in my eyes? Can you feel my pain from the tears that I cried? A nuisance to another, but a good friend of mine. Well, come on, baby, well, let's be funky. I got the right time, come on. Who's your daddy? Oh. Talk to me, mama. I think I know just what you want, but I still don't know your daddy might be. Are you one of them kind with your lust look on? Are you one of them kind closer to your peace of mind? Living on the other side of the line. Well, come on, baby. Well, let's be funky. I got the right time. Come on. Who's your daddy? Talk to me, mama. I think I know just what you want, but I still don't know who your daddy might be.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, first song was by Skyway Traffic. Just another song you'll never hear. And that last one was Who's Your Daddy by Rev Right Time. Both great people, great vocalists in the Metro Detroit area. Actually, Rev Right Time used to tour nationally with the Stone Temple Pilots, believe it or not, back in the 90s. So great local Metro Detroit area talent. And also, I know the guys, lead singers, personally, and they're great people, really good people. So give them a shout. Check them out on SoundCloud, on Facebook, and also YouTube and Reverb Nation as well. Again, Skyway Traffic and Rev, R-E-V, period, Right Time, okay? Also, make sure you can give the Teleflora Love No Concierge program a try. Give them a call, 1-844-IT-IS-LOVE. And we had Hannah, another huge thank you to Hannah out there, and much appreciation for her to be on the Art of Relationships radio show here Wednesday night. And it is every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live. And you can give me a call with any questions or comments you might have regarding relationship, marriage, sexual challenge issues you may have. And also throw it out there, any grief and loss aspects. I'm in licensed professional counselor, relationship, and sex specialist here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. And yes, everybody around the world hates Detroit. Here's bad things about I'm laughing, but I'm a huge advocate of Detroit, and we'll go, huge advocate. So I'm coming to you live from downtown Detroit, the D. Oh, we have a new on chant, or new individual on chat, and you know what? There's a couple quotes out there. My somber heart seeks you always. Ooh, you know what? That's not a bad one at all. You know what? One-liners can be one huge sentences, okay? Love only how deep you let it be takes work, forgiveness, and accepting who we are. Individual on chat mentioned it. Like I said, I'm not going to mention your name on the live chat unless you give me permission, okay? I'm not going to respect your, I respect your privacy and confidentiality out there. If you want to send me a chat and say it's okay, but you, oh God, Rhonda. Cool. Rhonda mentions, this is not mine, but I saw it on Facebook. My love for you is like diarrhea. I just can't hold it in. You know what? That one's cool. Oh my God, hilarious me. You know what? Okay. We got some other ones coming in, which is really cool. And I want to get on some maybe romantic ideas tied in with the romantic love notes of the new Love Note Concierge program by Teleflora. And you can look them up, teleflora.com. And also give them a heads up. Give them a call, 844-IT-IS-LOVE. And getting into these are awesome. Okay, here's the spark on your eyes touches my soul, while your tongue touches my... Oh, never mind. Pooh, you know what? I love that one. I'm a huge romantic one. And this one, Kathy, you are in human sexuality is starting to bring the freak out in you, Kathy. Gotta love it. Your husband's gonna love it too. Tease me, please me, sex me, freak me, love you. Oh my God. Oh my God. The straight, narrow, raised little... Oh, it's been a long week, Rhonda. I am slap happy. Dang, girl. Yeah. To love is to receive a glimpse of heaven. To love who? To love you? You know what? You guys are getting pretty awesome. Tease me, please me, sex me, freak me. Now, what if they follow through with that, Kathy? Would you be okay? I'm thinking like a guy. You know what, Kathy? That's okay that you do think like a guy. I promote women being comfortable with their sexuality and express, most people out there are used to, they're out there used to expressing, you hear women expressing their feelings and everything else, right? That you are able to express your emotions, whatever. And we get guys out here, and I love when women are able to be assertive sexually and also be able to vocalize what they want, what they need in a relationship, sexually, romantically, emotionally, big time. And we talked about this a little bit in human sexuality this week. Well, maybe not. We're getting gender roles and transgender issues, whatever. But we still touch on this aspect as well. So it's pretty cool. Rhonda, you're slap happy. Is that your one-liner? No. Meaning I'm slap happy. I'm happy when you slap my ass. No. Oh, wait. Was that appropriate? No, maybe not. Oh, you can mash my potatoes anytime. What the, Tatiana? What are your potatoes? Oh, my God. You know what? Oh, Tatiana, I got to hear, what the hell are your potatoes? Going out and listening to, like I said, you can ask, I joke around a lot on the show and everything else, but you can also check me out. I'm very compassionate, very empathetic, and working with clients on here. The radio show, I'm a little more free-willing and stuff. I want to have fun, but I also want to help people out. You can check me out at www.theartofrelationships, that's plural, .org, theartofrelationships.org. You can check me out on Facebook, too, under Greg, G-R-E-G, Dudzinski, D-U-D-Z-I-N-S-K-I. And remember, give a huge shout-out and huge thank you to Teleflora and Hannah for being on as well. Give them a call, 844-IT-IS-LOVE, and check out teleflora.com. And getting out not only the romantic entities about what the love note and, going out with vulnerability. How many people, I want to hear on chat or even give me a call. When was the last time you actually wrote a love note? And it could be, oh my God, I want you to rip my clothes off, devour me, take my freaking physical senses to heaven and back, baby. I want to feel your soul inside me. When was the last time you actually wrote about a love letter? When was the last time? Not texting, not a freaking email. When was the last time you wrote a love letter, people? And oh my God, I got to think the last time I did this too. I'm a huge romantic too. And I love joking around, smart ass. But I'm a huge romantic. Yeah, I'm a pleaser baby too, right? And you look at dynamics. What other, besides writing a love note, I want to hear what other romantic ideas you would like. Are you about, the rose petals, the trail of rose petals into the bedroom or a bubble bath? Well, you got to be careful, ladies, about bubble baths, because they're not all that safe for your vajayjay. You know what? You don't want any infection or anything right there. Couple months ago, my husband and randomly hide notes for each other. Tatiana, you mentioned couple months ago, my husband and I randomly hide notes for each other. couple months ago. What have you done recently? I used to write them. It's been a long time. I've never got one. Rhonda, you never got one? Oh, my God. Tatiana, write Rhonda love no. No. That's sad, Rhonda. I have no bubbles. You're right, because bubbles create vaginal problems, like I mentioned, infections, everything else in women's vaginal regions. So, yeah, that's not a good thing. Even though the romantic entity of a bubble bath and everything, yeah, they're not good for the vaginal canal and our vaginal areas in women, okay? What other romantic ideas? And I was thinking, walking from my office here, I like spandex, I'm all over you. Oh, that's cool. Like a scavenger hunt. That is cool. Elda! Oh, I shouldn't have said her name. Welcome! Oh, my God. The freak comes out at night. You look at romantic ideas and down Campus Marsh throughout winter, and I think they're done, whatever. Way to take the romance out of it, Greg. No, not at all. I'm a huge romantic. But you look at the situation where they had, the horses and the carriage down by Campus Marsh in downtown Detroit here, that's a romantic idea. What other, ladies, I want to hear what romantic ideas do you have, or would you like your partner, and like I said, it doesn't matter if you're heterosexual, lesbian, gay, bisexual, it doesn't matter. What would you like your partner to do romantically to show more romantic aspects to you, okay? What would you like to do or be shown in a romantic way? And individual, we're closer than a sheepskin condom. That one's cool. That one's funny as hell. Everybody, mama listening, sex can't. Oh! But you look at, I like that. We're closer than a sheepskin's condom. You know what? Sheepskin condoms are not all that safe. And I know people that are allergic to latex, you look at that, you look at those aspects. They're not all safe, and I definitely don't advise the sheepskin condom, right? Not at all. And, they're not safe. You still might transmit, because it's a skin element. They still might transmit, diseases. And also sperm might be able to seep through the sheepskin condom, believe it or not, people. So you want to be very cautious with those. But yeah, I love that. They mentioned I'm closer to you than a sheepskin condom. That is freaking hilarious. I like that. We're closer than a sheepskin condom. Okay, you people out there, throw out your ideas. And one individual, I remember in a class Monday night, talked about Albanians don't believe in condoms. Oh, boy. See who I work with. We're rolling over here. Cool, Kathy. I'm glad. But I want to, what romantic aspects would you like to see? Ooh, come hither, my beautiful devil. You know what? I like that. That's sort of cool. Come hither, my beautiful slut maiden you. Ooh, would you like that? How many ladies would love to hear that in a romantic note? Come hither, you slut maiden of mine. What romantic gestures do you want to hear with Valentine's Day coming up? And Valentine's Day can be romantic and everything else, but don't forget, romantics also can be, right? Romance can also be fun. It can be playful. It can be a little maybe risque, raunchy as well. So it can be an incorporation of everything. The romantic, the loving affirmations and gestures, which are great, but they also can be a little dirty, a little bit risque, and a little bit maybe naughty. Ooh. So, ladies, gentlemen out there, even gentlemen out there on the live chat, I want to hear what romantic things could be expressed that you'd want your lady to say to you. Just 2 words? Get naked? Oh, you know what? That might work for me. No. When you look at those aspects and you look at those entities, I want to hear out there, what would you like to see, to be written to you ladies? And maybe also, not only like in the Love Note Concierge program provided by Teleflora, this advertiser and sponsor of this episode, but I want to hear what other actions would you like to receive in a romantic gesture. And I'm not hearing, I can't hear anything, but I want to see, on live chat what you would like to see. And everybody went like, where'd everybody go, right? And you give me a call. You can tell me about it too. Give me a call, 313-614-9498. Ooh. I still am curious about the Albanian don't believe in condoms. Elda, oh my God. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said her name without her permission. Oops. Having a living room picnic, watching dirty movies, then creating your own. Oh my God. Now I got a frickin' Woody right now. That's frickin' hot. You know what? Tatiana, that is awesome. Are you and your husband doing that now? I'm curious, Elda. Why don't Albanians believe in wearing condoms? It's almost like the old school, like we talk about human sexuality, different traits and everything. Is it because of, sex is only for our procreation, and that's why they don't use condoms? Because they don't believe in multiple partners. Oh, duh. But no, I get that. But, yeah. But what do you do? Not multiple partners, but what about, do Albanians believe in the pill? You know what, Aldo, that's not true. I know some Albanian women, and definitely men, and about they don't believe in multiple partners. That's not always true. That's not always true. So, let me hear, I want to hear people. Give me some ideas, what you would love to hear from your partner. What words and actions would you like? They are Americanized. You know what? Yeah, you've been in America. You've been in America, Elda, for how long, too? And we should have a show. Matter of fact, maybe we should dedicate a show about different cultural aspects and how they view love and philosophies of sex. Ooh. I'd love to hear that. I want to hear some free. Not me. I'm having a hard time supporting myself. You know what? I agree with that. That 15. I thought you said 15 years in class a couple of weeks ago, Alda. You look at. You know what? Not me. I'm having a hard time supporting myself. Meaning about having a kid or anything, and I get with that. To where, you don't want a kid or anything, but I want to hear more romantic ideas, and they don't have to be, the most romantic thing is he can take me to Hawaii, he can take me here, he can take me there. No. Forget about the materialistic aspects. I want to hear some maybe cheap, inexpensive, romantic aspects for you. And throughout the year, Valentine's Day, flowers, candy, all that stuff, the traditional essence of Valentine's Day, they get, double, tripled in prices, right? We know that. But I want to look at what are some inexpensive ways that you can express your love for somebody in a romantic way. Not the usual, I don't want to just hear, I love you. That's great. But I want to hear more and look at the chat and, sort of see what ideas you have to be more romantic with each other, both the men and ladies out there in chat too. I want to hear what you have to say. Romantic ideas. My husband used to write me little notes every morning by the coffee pot. And then he got to know you, Elda, right? And then said, oh, God, screw that. Wait, that's not right. No. then your true colors come out. You know what? That is cool. Elda, how long has it been since your husband used to write you little notes every morning by the coffee pot? I think that is so cool. Are you talking, Elda, little love notes like pick up milk, pick up bread, we need toilet paper? I want to hear, oh, God. I haven't even drank, have I? Oh, yeah, I did. No. You look at, what would you like to hear? Hey, you're beautiful, smile, you're pretty. You know what? I would love to taste the soul off your skin. Make me quiver, make my heart flitter, baby. Stare into my eyes. I want to feel your soul as I throb. Oh, wait, I just threw that wrong one in. That's not wrong. Romance, Tatiana, I agree. No, now he just goes to work at 1:30 a.m. Can't pull his. Oh God, that sucks. Aldo, oh my God, maybe your husband works with Foo's husband, Princess Foo's husband too. I think he goes to work at 1:30 a.m. too. That is tough, man. That is really, really hard. Tatiana, romance is the simple gesture. When I'm having a bad day and my husband buys me my favorite junk food. See, no, that's cool. Having a bad day, favorite candy bar, junk food, whatever. That is very, very cool. And, those are, that's a great idea. What else? What about a massage, rubbing your feet, right? Maybe picking the toe jam out between your toes. Maybe that's romantic gesture, right? It's the simple things like cleaning the turd box, right? That's funny. Cleaning the toilet. Other things, right? Her cats. You know what? I agree. Those things are all gummy bears. Yep. You look at, simple gestures that go out of the way, little things that tells your partner that you are thinking of them, that you thought about them during the day. It could be, maybe it is a simple card. Maybe, here, on my way home, I just got you this. And all of a sudden, it's maybe a love note that you wrote on your lunch break, on one of your breaks at work, or maybe you just sat in the car for an extra minute or two and just wrote, here, I picked this up today for you. Ooh, bam. And it's just a love note, right? Or how many people you think about when you're kids, you write a love note and you sort of fold the paper in half and you cut that half a heart so you have a heart out there? That's awesome. Mine makes my coffee ready at night before every day. Elda, you know what? That's awesome. I want to know what the hell you do for him. Elda, what do you do for your husband romantic ways? Ooh. I want to hear out there some other romantic ideas which are really, really cool, okay? That are awesome. No, they're awesome out there, okay? And I want to hear also your one-liners out there as well for maybe to start off a romantic love note to go with the theme of the show, sponsored by Teleflora's Love Note Concierge program. Again, you give them a call, 844-IT-IS-LOVE. And staying with that theme, I want to see more people write, out there, what would you do to grab the attention? Maybe the first line you would say to grab their attention in a love note, just right off the bat, bam, and grab it. And what would it do? Sometimes this little thing like Tatiana said, him filling my gas tank and making my lunch for work. See, those are cool. I would love to take a walk in the woods and get a little frisky. Rhonda, do you believe this? Kathy is mentioning this. Oh, my God. The sweet, innocent little Catholic girl, human sexuality class is turning her into a little freaky deaky, which is cool. And I'm sure your husband's going to benefit that. That is so cool, people. Okay. But think of ideas. The big thing is, everyone talks about Valentine's Day, which is great. I want to challenge everybody out there to do romantic gestures, not just on special occasions, birthdays. I know, Kathy. That's why I'm sorry. I get back. I said I grew up Catholic. I know, Kathy. Apparently you're shaking that out of you. No offense to Catholics out there. I've gotten it on a match. Oh my God, Tatiana. Was this with your husband? Or was this with yourself in a match de moi, self-gratification? In my high school psychology class. Oh my God, hilarious. No, you look at Freaking on the Weekend. Ooh. Now, oh my God, I'm going nuts with chat. But I want to challenge all the listeners out there to not only with Valentine's Day or birthdays or anniversaries out there, I want you to start implementing romantic gestures on a weekly basis, even maybe on a, maybe it doesn't have to necessarily be on a daily basis. I'm all about nice gestures, but romantic gestures, I want you to, implement these as much as often, not to turn them into a habit, an everyday habit. People come in, and I talked about this on numerous shows. You know what? We kiss and say hello every time he comes home from work, she comes home, or leave in the morning. That becomes a habit. If you're going to say, you know what, goodbye, have a great day, I love you, kiss, I want it to be felt. I don't want it to be just words. I want it to be felt in your soul and not just a habit. I want the words to have meaning, to have from them, okay? Play with their hair while the two of you watch TV. You know what? I love that. Those simple things are good. Or a little caressing, while you're watching TV or sitting next to it. Or even, how often do you lay with maybe your feet on each other, as long as they don't have toe jam and they don't stink? But, that you just lay together and touch each other. How often, now, in romantic relationships, does the touching go away? Do you guys let that go away? The hugging, the caressing. It's sad. Those are simple romantic gestures that you can do on a daily basis, okay? Means how much SHMILY. What the hell? Means, see how much I love you. And we hide them places written on pieces of paper. What if they don't look, Tatiana? What if they don't know and they're not even looking for them? No, I'm teasing. That's an awesome idea. I love that. SHMILY. It's acronyms for see how much I love you. That is cool. Kathy, I have one in my wallet that my hubby put in there. Aww. What about Tatiana? Would you ever put a love note in your tampon box for your husband to find? Oh my God, I must be getting slap happy. Greg, you are so mean. I want to hear why am I mean. Oops, sorry, I had to get a drink of water. Sorry about that, people. I want to hear why you're so mean. Okay, now, people, I want to hear, this is the last call for the giveaway for the Love No Concierge provided by Teleflora. I'm going to take a short break, and then I am going to give a little bit of a giveaway, people, okay? I'm going to give the gift cards away, and I'll have you inbox me, private message me on Facebook under Greg Dazinski, okay? And give me directions, and I'll give you the codes to go on Teleflora.com, and then we'll go from there. I will be back in a couple minutes with the drawing. This is the Art of Relationships radio show. Be back in a few. Fashion statement. Check out Shoes by Shay on Facebook. She has hand-painted, hand-designed canvas shoes for you, your loved one. It's an inspirational piece unique to your own taste. Check out Shoes by Shay on Facebook. Again, that's Shoes by Shay on Facebook.
I can't figure out why the hell I can't say all the words that I've been thinking in my mind, unless I'm in front of a crowd shouting into a mic and I'm naked. But I think that's just fine, and I've been wasted what feels like my whole life. And if there is something left to say, then I have kept it close to home. I've laid it out, I wrote it down. Now the thing I have to show is just a picture of a girl I've known for years, but I still don't know if there is something more to us. I need some hope. So can she get a little bit closer?
Welcome back, everybody. This is Greg Dazinski, licensed professional counselor, relationship sex specialist, coming to you live with the Art of Relationships radio show, people. Ooh. And I'm coming to you live from downtown Detroit. I also heard part of the podcast Detroit Network. So make sure to check them out at podcastdetroit.com as well. And I am going to do the drawing for the 2 gift cards, people. And they are, who the hell are they going to be? I am going to, God, I suck. I wish I could give everybody a gift card, okay, in the live chat today. But unfortunately, I can't, okay? So now we are going to give a huge, I need to give Demario, you got one of the gift cards, okay? Demario, you won one of the gift cards, $100 free gift card, Teleflora, sponsored of the show from Teleflora and their Love Note Concierge program, okay? So make sure, go on Facebook, okay? Send me a private message with your full name, or you can email me at Greg at the Art of Relationships Radio Show. Okay? Greg at the Art of Relationships Radio Show. And the second winner of a $100 gift card is going to Rhonda on the live chat. Okay? Great first one-liners, participation in live chat, and I will be having book giveaways as well. I forgot to mention that too. So Rhonda, private message me or give me an email. Demario and Rhonda, congratulations so much. Winners of the $100 gift cards provided to you by Teleflora at teleflora.com and Love Note Concierge, their new program. Okay? So I will get you those codes probably tomorrow because I'm getting ready to get out of here. Okay? And another thing I want to hit on too. Make sure people don't know it. Check out my book on Amazon. You can get the ebook off my website, www.theartofrelationship, or you can get the ebook or paperback at Amazon.com. Again, it's called Seize That Total Connection. Okay? Achieving the emotional and sexual relationship you crave. Again, seize that total connection, achieving the emotional and sexual relationship you crave. And had my first book release party last Thursday, actually a week ago already, tomorrow, and it was so cool. So much love and support from people downtown here in Detroit. And I will hopefully have another one. Make sure you also check out Facebook. I am having a couples seminar. Spice up your relationship. It's only $15 a ticket. And yes, it is also for single people out there as well, okay? You can learn about yourself and maybe learn about what you want in a relationship down the road as well, okay? When you do find that love, and ways to keep it going without losing yourself. That is, again, couples seminar. It's Spice Up Your Relationship. Tickets are only $15. That is going to be Saturday, February 27th, 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock here in downtown Detroit. And, okay, in a beautiful Penobscot building. Actually, my office is in Penobscot building too, okay? So check it out, spread the word. You can check out information on my Facebook. I post that all over, the flyers and everything else, okay? So I appreciate everybody listening in. Thank you so much for the love and support. Like I said, the Art of Relationships radio show, it is for you out there, people. It's to help you get more passionate, more deeply connected, emotionally and physical in your relationships out there, okay? That's what I promote. I have a lot of pride in that, okay? And it's also to help the single people out there as well deal with challenges in life. So much appreciated. Much love for everybody out there. This is Greg Dazinski, and this has been the Art of Relationships radio show, people. Thank you.
You're listening to the Art of Relationships radio show on the Podcast Detroit Network.